Commander Stala stretched his elongated arms as the living floor of his biocruiser vibrated beneath him. His ship, devouring light, drifted through space, its organic engines drawing energy from starlight and cosmic radiation. Surrounding him were 11 other vessels of the hegemony fleet, all moving in elegant unison. Their sleek, flesh-like hulls glistened as though alive, because they were. Every ship had been grown rather than built, predators of the void shaped for conquest. For 3 millennia, the hegemony had dominated this region of the galaxy. Their fleets rarely needed to fight. Most civilizations surrendered at the mere sight of their living warships. But lately, patrols had been uneventful. The rim worlds had fallen silent, too many already conquered. Even Sub-Commander Krelix, normally vigilant, complained of boredom as his 6 eyes scanned the biosensors. Then something appeared. "Commander, anomaly detected," Krelix reported with sudden interest. Stala shifted to the viewing membrane, the ship's organic eye, and focused on the coordinates. First, the space was empty. Then a massive structure emerged on sensors. Stala's mandibles clicked in disbelief. It dwarfed their largest cruiser, and unlike their living ships, it was a construction of pure metal. Angular, rigid, bristling with weapon ports, it looked like a mountain wrapped in steel. Krelix's voice trembled. "It's artificial. No living matter at all. Completely dead." The thought unsettled Stala. How could a lifeless object move with purpose? Yet their scans confirmed it. An enormous machine, entirely synthetic, operated with intelligent precision. The aliens had never seen such a thing. A few thousand kilometers away, Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the USS Dakota, a human dreadnought. The low hum of reactors and computers was as familiar to him as breathing. At 52, Morrison had spent 3 decades in the colonial navy, mostly battling pirates and rebels. But this was different. This was first contact with extraterrestrials. 12 ships, sir," reported Lieutenant Amy Foster from Tactical. "Unknown type, bioorganic in structure. They're approaching without evasive maneuvers." Morrison studied their graceful movement on the display. They looked like living creatures swimming through the void, strange, yet beautiful. But beauty could be deadly. Communications Officer Lisa Park interrupted. "Detecting energy buildup. Likely weapons." Morrison's calm face didn't falter. Foster continued her analysis. "They're armed with plasma or particle-based systems, but no kinetic weaponry at all." Morrison raised his eyebrows.
"No railguns, no missiles? Odd."
Energy weapons were flashy, but limited. Humans relied on kinetics, simple, effective, devastating. "Engineering," Morrison called. Chief Collins answered confidently. "All systems green, Captain. Reactors steady, defenses primed. We're ready." The Dakota was humanity's pride, a fortress built for exactly this kind of moment. As the fleets drew closer, the alien cruisers shifted into a spiraling attack formation, their hulls glowing with bioluminescent patterns of intimidation. This dance of conquest had preceded countless surrenders. Commander Stala felt anticipation build. Yet as he watched the human ship turn to face them, something unexpected stirred within him. For the first time in centuries, he felt doubt. The hegemony fleet slid into formation, 12 biocruisers spreading out like a pack of predators closing in for the kill. Their hulls rippled with warning colors, weapon pods opening like gaping mouths, viral spores primed, acid launchers loaded, and plasma feeders humming with energy. This was the same ritual that had broken the spirit of countless civilizations. Intimidate, demand surrender, and then crush whatever resisted. Commander Stala had performed this sequence countless times. Victory always followed. But this time was different. On the bridge of the USS Dakota, Captain Morrison and his crew studied the alien maneuver. Lieutenant Foster reported calmly, "They're trying to surround us, sir." Morrison observed their spiral pattern with detached interest. "Impressive, practiced, but flawed. They assume we'll stay still." He gave a simple order, "Bring us about. Face them." The massive human warship rotated with deliberate precision, every movement a statement of strength. Then, as its profile turned, the aliens saw the Dakota in full for the first time. It was enormous, dwarfing their largest ship. But it wasn't just the scale that shook them, it was the weapons. The Dakota's hull bristled with turrets, missile tubes, and laser batteries. Railguns the size of towers swiveled smoothly, each locking onto a separate alien vessel. In seconds, the human computers had calculated firing solutions for all 12 enemy ships. Inside the alien fleet, panic spread. Sub-Commander Krelix whispered in disbelief. "They've targeted every ship, all at once." The precision was perfect, mathematically flawless. The targeting solutions adapted in real time, predicting evasion before it happened. To the hegemony, this was impossible. Their biocomputers took minutes to process such data. The humans had done it in seconds. On the Dakota, Foster reported crisply, "All targets locked. Real-time updates confirmed." Morrison nodded, unsurprised. He had seen humans react this way before. Even pirates froze when they realized they were utterly outmatched. Fear of the unknown worked the same on aliens. The alien fleet hesitated. Their intimidating dance faltered. For the first time in 3,000 years, a hegemony armada had stopped mid-charge. Commander Stala stared at his tactical screen in shock. Never in their history had they been countered so swiftly, so effortlessly. His claws twitched with unease. Then Morrison broke the silence. "Open a channel," he ordered. His image appeared across alien viewscreens. A middle-aged human in a plain Navy uniform, his expression calm, almost casual. "This is Captain Jake Morrison of the United Earth Colonial Navy. You are in human-controlled space. State your intentions." The words hit the aliens harder than any weapon. In their long reign, no one had ever demanded an explanation from them. Their authority had always been unquestioned. Krelix stammered, "Commander, how do we answer such a question?" Stala's mandibles clicked nervously. He had no script for this, but pride forced him to respond with arrogance. "I am Commander Stala of the Hegemony Fleet," he declared. "We are the rulers of this sector. You will surrender and submit to our authority." Morrison's reply was delivered in the same even tone. "And if we decline?" Caught off guard, Stala blurted the only response he knew. "Then you will be destroyed." "Understood," Morrison said lightly. "Close the channel." The alien commanders looked at each other in shock. Their greatest threat, their ultimate demand, had been brushed aside with the indifference of someone noting the weather. For the first time, the predators of the galaxy felt like prey. Commander Stala's pride wouldn't allow retreat. Though unease twisted inside him, his training demanded action. "Begin the attack," he ordered. At once, the Hegemony fleet unleashed its deadliest weapon, spore clouds. The living ships spewed out swarms of microscopic organisms, glowing with eerie light. These spores had consumed countless fleets across the galaxy, eating through armor, multiplying endlessly, leaving only hollow wrecks. They were the Hegemony's terror weapon, their ultimate guarantee of dominance. As millions of glowing motes spread toward the human vessel, Stala felt a flicker of reassurance. Surely nothing could withstand them. On the USS Dakota, sensors picked up the cloud immediately. "Biological material incoming," Chief Collins reported from engineering. "Looks like some kind of living organisms." Morrison gave a calm nod. "Defensive measures." The dreadnought's hull came alive with hundreds of small defense turrets. Tiny lasers, each no larger than a man's hand. They fired in
Rapid, microsecond bursts.
To human eyes, it looked like a dazzling light show. To the spores, it was extinction. The lasers pulsed at frequencies calculated to disrupt their biological processes, eradicating thousands with each flash. Within half a minute, the deadly cloud was gone. Millions of organisms reduced to harmless particles drifting uselessly in space. The Hegemony's most feared weapon had been erased effortlessly. Collins reported dryly, "Threat neutralized, Captain. Worked perfectly." Morrison glanced at the display, then remarked, "Loud enough for the open channel to carry to the alien fleet. Was that supposed to be an attack?" The words struck like a physical blow. On the alien bridge, Krelix gasped. Impossible. Spores destroy everything. Stella, though, was beginning to grasp the truth. The spores could devour any material they knew. But the humans had built their ship from principles and substances beyond hegemony understanding. Their living weapons were obsolete before the fight had even begun. Still, Stella tried to regain authority. He transmitted, "Human vessel, you have only glimpsed a fraction of our power. Surrender now, and your deaths will be swift." On the Dakota, Morrison ignored the threat, turning instead to his crew. "Lisa, make sure command gets good recordings of all this. They'll want reports." The casual tone, businesslike routine was broadcast to the aliens as well. To them, the implication was devastating. The humans weren't fighting for survival. They were running a patrol drill. Then Lieutenant Foster's professional voice carried across the channel. "Based on analysis, these ships are patrol class, bioorganic design, relying on energy weapons and spores, all ineffective against our defenses. No significant threat detected." Hearing their enemy so casually dismiss them shattered the hegemony commanders. For centuries, their bioweapons had been unstoppable. Now, a single human ship treated them as irrelevant. Worse, when Lisa intercepted their internal communications and translated them aloud, the humans heard the aliens questioning themselves. How many ships do they have? This cannot be their entire fleet. No species sends one ship against us. The realization spread among the hegemony. If this one dreadnought was merely a scout, what kind of fleets did humans truly command? Stella felt his certainty collapse. For the first time in his career, he considered retreat. The standoff stretched, 12 alien biocruisers hanging motionless while the USS Dakota waited calmly, its weapons still locked on every target. Stella's pride battled with his growing fear. For 3,000 years, the hegemony had never been challenged like this. Now, with every second, the truth became harder to deny. These humans were operating on a level they could not match. Morrison decided to end the deadlock. "Open a channel," he ordered. His face once more appeared across alien displays, calm as ever. "Commander Stella," he said, using the alien's name with disarming familiarity. "Here's what's going to happen. You'll return to your superiors and deliver a message. Humanity claims this sector. Any of your ships found here after 72 hours will be destroyed."
No negotiations.
The ultimatum shocked the hegemony commanders. No one had ever dared speak to them this way. They were used to giving orders, not receiving them. Stella sputtered back. "We have conquered 1,000 worlds. Our fleets number in the hundreds. You cannot stand against such power." Morrison's reply was quiet but heavy. "Then you already know what conquest looks like." He turned to engineering. "Collins, give them a demonstration." From the depths of the Dakota, a low vibration grew, resonating across space. The alien ships, with their sensitive organic hulls, felt it like a physical tremor. The dreadnought's main railgun was charging. Vast magnetic coils built up power, distorting local gravity as energy levels spiked beyond anything the hegemony's sensors had ever recorded. 30 seconds later, the weapon fired. A tungsten slug, several tons in mass, accelerated to a fraction of light speed. It streaked across space and struck a distant asteroid. The rock, kilometers wide, vanished in a blinding flash, transformed into a glowing cloud of plasma. The demonstration was brutally simple, raw physics unleashed with terrifying efficiency. Morrison's voice carried across the channel, calm and almost conversational. "Kinetic energy. We find it very reliable." The understatement crushed the alien fleet. They had just witnessed the effortless destruction of an asteroid larger than their battle stations. Their most advanced weapons seemed like children's toys in comparison. Krelix whispered, "Commander, we must withdraw. This is not a fight we can win." For the first time in his long career, Stella agreed. He transmitted in a heavy voice, "Human captain, your message will be delivered." "Good," Morrison replied. "You have 72 hours. Use them wisely." As the alien fleet turned away, Morrison added one final note, his tone almost friendly. "And Commander, Make sure your superiors understand. The Dakota is just a patrol ship. We have much larger vessels if required. The words struck like thunder. If this was only a patrol, then humanity's full fleet must be unimaginable. The biocruisers jumped to hyperspace, their retreat a quiet admission of defeat. On the Dakota's bridge, the crew returned to routine, as though they hadn't just shifted the balance of power in an entire sector. Morrison leaned back in his chair, thoughtful but calm. Lieutenant Foster glanced at him. "Do you think they'll be back, sir?" Morrison smiled faintly. "Oh, they'll be back. But next time, they'll bring everything they've got." And that, he thought, was exactly what he wanted.